guys, I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and Android keeps coming to US Cellular. The LG Apex is available now for $79.99, $80, after an $80 mail-in rebate, and it's a decent mid-range Android device. Now, if you think it looks familiar, well, it's essentially the LG Ally on Verizon with a few US Cellular changes, some button tweaks, and of course some US Cellular logos. Otherwise, it's a mid-range Android device, 3.2-inch display, Android 2.1, 600 MHz processor, and a physical QWERTY keyboard. So it's a pretty decent mid-range device, and it's one of several Android devices that US Cellular has launched this year. So, you know, is it a good mid-range device? Is it the best mid-range Android device in US Cellular? We'll try to find out a little bit of that in the unboxing. First, special thanks to our friends at Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with some of these so we can give them to you in the One Paw Bandit game. You know, one thing I like about Best Buy Mobile, you walk out working. So when you go in to get a device, be it a Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T device, prepaid, whatever, they'll set it up and make sure that when you walk out the door, everything you need is working. Enough of that, let's get into the unboxing. LG Apex, Android device, US Cellular, starts right now. Here's the LG Apex with US Cellular. As I said, it's available for $79.99 after an $80 mail-in rebate, and it was available as of November 19th on US Cellular. So it joins a pretty impressive Android lineup on US Cellular. The HTC Desire, Samsung Acclaim, Samsung Galaxy Tab, LG Apex, a lot of exciting stuff either on US Cellular or coming in the future. You know, regional carriers have always been kind of dissed for not getting, you know, high-end devices or devices at the same time the national carriers do, like Verizon, AT&T, etc. But I have to give them credit. It's been pretty impressive this year. Anyway, here's the LG Apex. As it says on the side, Android operating system, widgets 2.1 on this. LCD touchscreen, obviously. QWERTY keypad, physical QWERTY keyboard, 3-megapixel camera, Bluetooth 2.1, and in terms of features, identical to the LG Ally on Verizon Wireless. Let's take a look here, and you know, as I've said before, US Cellular is a CDMA carrier, so US Cellular's PR team activates this for us prior to sending it out to us. So here's the Apex, and if you compare it to the Ally, you'll notice some changes, like button differences, a slight difference in the menu button and the power button, or excuse me, the send and end key, which also is the power button on the bottom here. Otherwise, you know, color schemes are a little bit different, but the keyboard is virtually unchanged, as is the back, save for the color scheme, and of course the US Cellular logo. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's take a look at the box. It says here again, 3-megapixel camera, 3.2-inch touchscreen, slide-out QWERTY keyboard, Bluetooth 2.1, and USB 2.0. So let's see what's in here. The typical, as you'd expect, LG travel adapter, AC adapter module there, USB cable, which doubles up as the cord for your charger, and some earbuds. Let's take a look at these earbuds, get an idea of what they look like. And that is a big, pretty big honking microphone, inline microphone on the headset there, as you can see. And then here's what the earbuds look like. Pretty basic, low-end earbuds. Nothing to be too excited about, but still nice to include it in the box. And then of course your quick start guide, and you're getting started with LG, quick start guide with LG with the US Cellular logo on it. So you get those down in the box. Let's pull that aside. Let's turn the sucker on. See if anything's changed on this device versus the Ally when it came out in May of this year. So let's see. Get the stickers off. Let's see if this one makes a big noise. Actually, let's see if I can get this one off first. See if it makes a noise. Nah, not nearly as loud as I would like, but not bad. Anyway, you can see on the right spine, micro SD card slot. Let's see if anything's in that. Out of the box, there is. It is a 4 GB micro SD card, and it looks like a class 4 micro SD card. So let's take a look here. Below, camera shortcut button, which is covered by a sticker. Let's see. Get that off. Yep, camera shortcut button. Volume rocker on the left side or left spine. And then your micro USB charging port on the bottom. I can't get these stickers off of my hands. There we go. And you can see, you know, opens up Android 2.1. Keyboard's pretty similar to the LG Ally. You know, one thing I did enjoy about this device when I reviewed it back in May on Verizon, the keyboard's very tactile. The buttons are raised, and depending on what side of the keyboard you're on, they're raised a certain direction. So raised either to the left or to the right, depending on what side you're on. So that helps when you're typing out an email. Plus you have the D-pad here on the bottom, along with home and menu shortcut buttons and back and search on the left side. So you get a lot of functionality on the keyboard. But here's what it looks like, and you can see I closed it. The transition effects are a little bit slow, as it was with the Ally. You know, I noticed a lot of lag with the Ally, which I'm hoping didn't carry over to this one, but it looks like, tentatively, it looks like it did. Let's type a quick message. How? So I don't know if the camera is showing you, but you know, I'm typing a message right now, and I can just feel it when I'm typing on the keyboard. The accuracy just isn't there. You know, again, this is my first impression of pulling it out of the box, but I don't care for the accuracy. I don't feel like it's responsive. But let's try the keyboard, which it seems to be, minus my mistakes that I'm making, it seems to be a little bit easier to type on the keyboard versus the on-screen one. So, you know, on-screen, the physical QWERTY is good. Tactile, the buttons feel decent. They're a little bit closer than I would have liked, but they're island keys, so pretty easy. But the on-screen keyboard, I just do not care for the responsiveness of the on-screen keyboard, and the Android keyboard is the only thing that's on this device out of the box. Other things include, you know, LG's custom widgets, which they're starting to put on their devices. You see it on some of the Optimus devices, or on the Vortex, which is also an Optimus device on Verizon. We'll add a city, for example. We'll add Charlotte, just to get an idea. Add city. And you can see what it looks like if you haven't seen the Optimus S or Vortex reviews. That's what it looks like. So LG has some custom widgets, but you can see just a lag. You know, I'm sliding and I'm raising up before it starts to move. So that would be a concern, you know, as a prospective Android buyer. I'd look at that versus something like the Desire or even the Acclaim and say this, you know, there's a little bit of lag to this one, which is interesting because it's not on the Optimus S and the Vortex. So who knows there, but you can see some of the widgets here. Let's take a quick look before we go, see if we can get an idea of some of the widgets. Well, see, it's just it seems to be very unresponsive widgets. Okay, so we have the alarm clock, dual clock, some of the different widgets here. Messaging, LG Socialite, weather, and so a few different LG widgets peppered into that Android widget list. You can see just as an example. That's what the alarm clock looks like, and we'll do some investigating of those in the full review. Much more coverage to come on the LG Apex with US Cellular. You know, we'll have reviews, possibly some dogfights between this and another US Cellular device like the Mesmerize. Who knows? But keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of the LG Apex. In the meantime, be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Now, we're doing 2 giveaways right now. If you see this before December 13th, we're doing a giveaway of AT&T smartphones. As long as you like us on PhoneDog, that's all you have to do. And we're giving away those devices on the 7th, the 10th, and the 13th. Check Facebook.com/PhoneDog for additional details. Now, the big one is the 100 iPad giveaway, which is still going on. You can win an iPad or even a trip to the Super Bowl by liking us and filling in the sweepstakes information. Pretty cool there. A lot of prizes to win, so be sure to check it out. In the meantime, be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron. Ask me any questions, say hello, whatever. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. I'm Aaron. See you next time.